Well, on August 21st, 2015, three best friends from America were taking the number 9364 Thalys train to Paris, and they were on a tour of Europe, but it turned into something much more when they thwarted a terrorist attack on that very train and became instant heroes honored by France and around the world for their heroism. And this story has now been turned into a movie. Now, that's not unusual. A lot of real-life stories are turned into movies. But this one, from producer-director Clint Eastwood, has a unique advantage here in having the actual people who took place in the film, the three heroes, play themselves. That was a very gutsy casting decision on the part of Eastwood, and it pretty much pays off here because it gives the movie, which might not have been distinguished otherwise, a real edge and something very different, very creative. I haven't seen this kind of film in a long time where we actually see the real people playing themselves, reenacting these details, not only of the incident on the train, but also of their own lives.
Once you begin to discover who you are, then you really realize how you have been given authority over your life.
They are Anthony Sadler, Oregon National Guardsman Alec Skarlatos, and U.S. Air Force Airman First Class Spencer Stone. And they've acquitted themselves quite nicely starring in a major movie from Warner Brothers here. And I think it is far more effective than it might have been hiring well-known actors to play these three. Well, the recreation of this isn't just on the train. It goes back to their childhood in flashbacks where we see these three young friends get to know each other and form that bond for life. They, of course, have all the usual things that go on with kids at the time, and part of the movie is played for that. And then there is the middle part of the film, which really plays like a travelogue of Europe. We see all over Europe they go. They pick up girls, they meet all kinds of people, they see all the sights. For that alone, this movie is very interesting for those who just want to take a mini vacation to Europe. And then, of course, that fateful trip on the train turns their lives around forever. That has been recreated excellently here by Eastwood. Every detail of that is here in this movie, and these guys are all instant action stars because even though they did this in real life, doing it in film for a four-time Oscar-winning director who's known as a pretty good action star himself can't be too easy, might be a little intimidating, but they pull it off perfectly. It doesn't look fake at all. Now, are they natural actors? No, I can't say they're natural actors, but they do the job here playing themselves, which isn't that easy to begin with. Like I say, this is a much more effective technique, I think, for this story, which otherwise, other than the train incident, is fairly slight stuff. I mean, watching them travel through Europe and their flashbacks to their childhoods and all of that wouldn't be nearly as compelling if we didn't meet the real guys who really did this.
I don't know, man. You ever just feel like life is just pushing us towards something, like some greater purpose?
It's a gimmick, I guess you could say, but it's more than that, and it's a tribute to these heroes. Eastwood's done this a lot lately in chronicling real lives. He seems to have found his footing in late life as a director in dealing with this. Recently, Sully, which starred Tom Hanks as the hero pilot. Eastwood seems fascinated in taking these real-life stories and bringing them to the screen, not with any kinds of bells and whistles, but just a very effective work from a venerated filmmaker who knows exactly what he's doing, obviously in front of the camera, but in this case, behind the camera, bringing this heroic story to life. It's definitely worth seeing because of all that. So for the 1517 to Paris, I say go.